I'm not a fan of it.
I didn't even know you were on the island.
Nothing prepares you for it. Never come home. It's a fucking jungle.
It's entertainment for me.
It's gonna happen. Like, wrong bitch. No.
I put the phone down and I think I just lied about all of that.
Your time's ticking like mine's not.
He was like, go now.
Let's do it. Okay. Let's start. Hi guys. Welcome back to A Little Bit Local. So here we are talking about
How and why we're here.
How and why we're here. Why? How did we meet, basically?
Okay, so as I think we mentioned in another episode where we met, which was Catalonia, your island.
My lovely island.
So I've been going there on holiday every year, and that's where we met. So it was 7 years ago now. I think it's 7 years ago.
That's crazy. So 7 years ago, we met when we were on vacation, basically.
Yeah, both of us were on
Both
vacation.
of us, which was very unexpected.
And me and my family were going to Catalonia every year on holiday, and you were there with your family as usual.
Yes, I go every summer because that is where I am from. So it was a usual thing.
And it was our last day, and we'd never spoke before. I knew your name. That was about it.
I saw her creeping around on the beaches. I saw her creeping around.
In the bushes.
I saw her outside my window every night. No, I did see her around on the beach. She was actually hanging out with my cousins. That's how I saw her. Which caught my eye because I was like, who are these two girls? Because her and her sister hanging out with my cousins, who I was in like, oh my god, hey guys, like,
yeah.
I was kind of just like, what are they doing?
Yeah.
And who are these people? Like, I was like, what are these like lovely ladies doing with them? No hate, I love them, but like, if you know, you know.
So yeah, I heard your name from them. It was like, oh yeah, you might know my cousin. It was
the
like,
audacity, they never introduced us.
yeah.
Like,
when we were
never.
both there, I didn't even know you were on the island. Like, it was like, oh yeah, I have this cousin, she comes, you might know her. Not, oh, she's here. Let me introduce you, when we're in the same bar together, like every night.
It's okay.
So yeah, it was our last day, and we were deciding whether to do something or not because we had a later flight, whatever. And we were like, oh, okay, last day, let's go to the beach.
Yeah.
And
out of all the beaches, we ended up at the same one. Because I remember this specific beach where it was in Megaliamo. It's not my favorite beach. Like,
I think that was our second, maybe our first time going to that beach, or second
really?
time. Yeah, it's not our normal place.
I remember,
to go.
I think my parents had picked it. I was like, oh, fine, let's go. And it was the three of us, and you know, anywhere you go, because like it's a small world, you'll see someone you know. And then I remember we were just sitting there, and I was like, oh my god, there's those girls like with their families, like they're hanging out with like your cousins. I was like, oh no way. So like we knew.
Yeah, my mom overheard your guys' accents, and for some reason she was like, I wonder if that's the family. That's why she came over, because she heard your accent and was like, I wonder if that's the family. And our mums got speaking.
Yeah, they were in the water, because I was in the water chilling. Then your mom came to my mom. We were talking, and I was like, scooted over. I was like, hi.
Yeah. And we came in. Then our parents were just speaking still, and then we were like separate in the water. So we were like.
So we finally got to get to know each other like properly.
Yeah, we were just speaking, hanging out.
And I remember, like, I think my first impression of her, now we're gonna go deep into this, my first impression of her from just seeing her hanging out, like walking on the beach with like the guys, I was like, she's too pretty. I was like, there has to be something wrong with her. I was like, what? I was like, there has to be something wrong with these girls. I was like, are they, like, what? I was like, they seem too normal, like too good. And then when we actually got to talking, I was like, oh my god, they're so cool. Like, I was like, what? Yeah. I was like, the makeup makes sense. Like, I really like took a liking to both of you right away. I was like, oh my god, like they're so cool.
Yeah, I'd not seen you around before. And then when we met, I was like, she's so lovely. Girls in general, sometimes it's not the easiest to make friends.
No, it's not.
So we met, and you were just so sweet and lovely, and we were floating in the water for like 2 hours. Just
yeah, we did not get out once, guys.
We
did not get out once.
Talking, and it was just nice because we just instantly got along. But we didn't think anything of it because it was our last day. We just met on the beach.
We just met. We found out. They're like, oh yeah, we're leaving tonight. I was like, oh no way. I was like, well, I'll be here until the end of August, basically.
I remember saying to you then, I was like, oh, I'm so jealous of you. Like, I wish we could be here longer. I wish I could stay in Greece longer. We're always only here for 2 weeks. And then we were just having normal conversation. It wasn't anything too deep because it's like, I've met this person on the beach, nice time, done.
Yeah, but then after when we finally got out, because we all had to get to drying off, I remember it was running late anyway, like, because we stayed at the beach all day.
Yeah.
We were all drying off. I remember our parents were sitting together, and then we just ran off and we're sitting together, and we exchanged Instagrams, the three of us.
Yeah.
You know, and your mom was like, you guys have to keep in contact. I remember your mom was like, girls, keep in contact, like,
we were like
pushing
next
it.
year.
Yeah, like, here's we can meet up or like whatever. I'm like, yeah. Like, I honestly didn't think anything of it, because like, you know, when you say like, yeah, we feel like,
you
never
Instagram.
know. It's like, you never know if anyone actually means it, because like when I say and I genuinely like someone, like, I mean it. But like, there's also that like fake, like, yeah, of course, and you like never see them again. You're like, oh, thank God. But like, that wasn't the case this time.
It is like that though, because there's a lot of people. So how many people you add on Instagram on a night out or something, and then it's
I mean, like,
you just have them on you following them. You don't even
the amount of
know
people
how.
I follow, so I don't know those many people for sure. I was like, I always go through like once a year though, like
a purge.
I'll purge. Just like you unfollow. And it's the same with Facebook too. I'll see something pop up. I'm like, who are you? I'll be like, unfriend, and it feels so good. I love unfriending people.
That's sometimes how I remember my nights out there. Like I'll see someone unfollow you, be like, oh, that was from that.
I remember on TikTok that sound. It's like, you're so mean. Like, she's gonna hate you. She's gonna know. Like when you follow that girl from the bar in the bathroom, and it's been like 3 years, you never see her. It's like, why would I unfollow her? She's so nice. She's gonna get so hurt. Like,
she's gonna notice that.
She's gonna notice that me of all people.
How's that? We finished the day, and then I was so sad because I was leaving, and I was like, oh, it's a shame we met on like the last day, because we figured out that we'd been going to the same bars and everything, like everyone on the island. But so it was like, oh, what a shame. But we had each other's Instagram, and that was it. It was like, okay, that was like a nice coincidence that we met. But cool, I'll see you next year probably.
Yeah. And did we actually have any interactions after? Like, how much did we actually talk?
So
through Instagram.
Our plan was to just come back the next year.
Yeah,
it ended up being COVID.
Wait a minute. What year was this?
Was it 19?
Was it? Or 2018? Yeah, 2018.
2018.
You didn't come back that year.
No.
The next year.
No. We couldn't fly. So, could you fly? Did you go back there next year?
The summer of COVID. The summer of COVID, we didn't, because I have my Greek passport. My mom did. My brother didn't. My dad didn't. We weren't just gonna like peace out and go in the middle of the pandemic. No, we didn't go. So there was like a gap year where we didn't go.
So we didn't go for 2 years.
Yeah. Because I went, and then COVID happened. Didn't go, and then.
We thought, okay, we'll see each other next year, that's it. And then it ended up being 3 years. We spoke once, maybe twice.
The girl I met, like, from the UK, like, who would have thought, for 24 hours, granted, not even, for less than 24 hours, we were like, oh my God, yeah, now we're the best of friends. Like, we'll totally see each other again. We were just, like each other's stuff, and then...
just different stories.
Just different stories. I think we had one conversation in that span of like the 3 years before seeing each other again. We had one conversation about a music festival. I don't even know why. Like, I was even going to
I can't even remember the conversation.
I can't either. We have to scroll up in the DM in our DMs and like find it, because I don't know what we had said or what we were trying to plan.
Yeah, for me, I was just like, anytime I saw something like cute of yours, or you doing good or something, I was like it's cute.
Because I remember there were times like we really didn't speak like at all. I remember you guys would like pop up and I'd watch your stories. I'm like, who is this again? And then I'd look and be like, oh. And then I remember debating. I remember thinking, no offense. I remember thinking, I was like,
I was gonna delete.
I was literally, no, I'm not kidding. I was like thinking of unfollling them, because I was like, when am I really? Are they really gonna come back? Like, when am I gonna see them again?
Well, I don't really post that often anyway.
She doesn't post, because she doesn't. Like, if you know her, she doesn't post often. So when she does, I'm like, who is this? And I look, I'm like, oh. Because there's been times I was like, oh,
and I barely post me or what I'm doing. Like, I just post random things.
But I think I didn't. I never did. I thought it would be me.
Imagine I meet you again and you're like, oh, do you want to follow me?
My Instagram glitch, like, come up with that bullshit. Like, oh my God, my Instagram was deleted. Like, what's your, again? So that was basically our conversation. 24 hours and a message or two. And 3 years later, we unexpectedly met. I had no idea they were coming.
And then we were just in one bar, and again it was like one of those nights where I was on antibiotics and I was really tired.
Was it your first night?
Yeah, it was our first night. We just landed and we had a late flight, so we.
Granted, I've been there for like months. I've been there for like a month already.
She's settled in now.
And I'm going out with my group at the time.
Yeah, and we just landed, and I was debating whether to go out or not, and I was like, okay, we'll just go out. And we went out, and that first bar we went in, we just went to go say hi to some friends.
We were sitting in the, I remember exactly where you're saying,
the
right in the like corner in the back in the little booth, and I walk in with my people, and I remember I walk in, I just looked, and
we both saw each other, and we're like, I said to my sister, I was like, isn't that?
Because they were both sitting there like this with like their drinks, and then they both looked, we looked at each other, and they were like,
because I was like, isn't that?
And I was like, oh my god, it is.
And then you looked over, and we were both like, awkwardly, like, because I didn't want to wave as well, and be like, you know that awkward, like, hi.
We caught each other, and then we're both just like awkwardly.
We're both like, and then when we both waved, we were like, oh!
And then I got so excited, I was like, those are my friends. I literally turned to my boyfriend at the time, and I was like, oh my god, my friends from the UK are here. my best friends in the
You're
entire
like, remember
world.
that girl I was going to delete?
Yeah, it's my best friend in the world. I'm like, oh my god, yay! Because like I was always going out with like my guy friends and like his friends.
Yeah.
And
you had like groups that were friends.
There's groups everywhere, so we were going out. I was like, oh my god, how we caught up? I was like, come hang out with us, blah blah blah. And then I introduced you to like my guy friends. I remember they pulled me, and they were like, because I remember we talked and you went back to your parents, and they pulled me.
Yeah, because you said you're going to be here and here, and we're going to go, and then we said we'll meet up at the next bar down the road.
Like, we'll meet up with you like after like we said my parents were like,
Yeah.
and my friends were like, that was it, you're not going to introduce us. And I was like, by the way, here's blah 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 blah, and they're like, hey, like come out with us and all this stuff.
Yeah. And then we ended up meeting you guys. We ended up spending time together in that bar, and then we went
to the next place.
To the
I
next
didn't
bar.
go. We stayed there, and then you came back.
Yeah, and then we ended up hanging out that whole summer.
It just clicked. It just hit like right away. When you know, you know.
Yeah.
And then we ended up hanging out the entire summer. Like
Yeah.
I brought her into my little group of
Yeah.
like my friends.
My friends that we'd made on the island, me and my sister had made, and
Mhm.
our parents, we'd always hang out mainly in the evenings, or we'd all go to the bars together because a lot of them were working on the island. So we'd wait for them to finish work, like it was our little routine. We'd get ready really late. As we're leaving, everyone's coming home from their nights out, and then we'd go to the restaurants, help them pack up, and then we'd all meet at the same bar like every night.
They're basically locals on the island. At that point, we're all, like, but it was like fun because I feel like we were going through the same motions that summer at the time, like the same like, oh my god, we met someone, oh my god this, oh my god that, and we're like going through it together, and we just kind of like related and clicked with like everything. Like thank God, like she gets it. Like we're having a lot of fun.
I think, and like you said, we were both related to each other a lot. The whole summer, like anything that I was going through, I was like, oh my god, you feel the same. Like we were kind of checking each other, like I'm not crazy on my own.
No,
we're both
there
crazy.
Was like there was just so many like we'll have to get into it in like another episode and talk about it. But
and it's everything. Normally you just ring, FaceTime your girls or whatever, and just tell them we're on this holiday destination, which is so weird to explain to people because it's like my second home. Like everyone just knows it as my second home. Like people don't even ask me if I'm
no
going
relation
where.
to being Greek.
No, they're just like, oh, you're going Greece again this year. Like if I didn't go Greece, they'd be confused.
Weird,
they just assume I'm going Greece every year.
So she was like running to me with like everything, and I was like giving her advice. I was like, and then we had like our similarities, and we're like, oh my god, like being happy together and being confused, and we're like, oh my god. That whole summer, honestly, when we kind of like reconnected and became really, it was like a fever dream. Like it wasn't real.
Yeah.
Like I feel like none of that was like real. Like that was not real life, but it was so fun.
Yeah, and because we unexpectedly met people, it was so new. And it was weird to go through. And I'm like, you didn't live there, I didn't live there. And we're like, how are we going to do this? And we're both like, no, it's fine.
We've been talking like since she met me. I'm like, I want to live here forever. And she's like, I want to just stay as long as you stay. I was like, I want to move here. Like, so there we go. I guess we kind of manifested that when we
the crazy dream. Some will be actually.
Yeah, literally, it happened. It happened. We spoke it onto reality. Here we are living it, or we lived it, and here we are. Who would have thought? Like a girl from the UK, a girl from New Jersey. Like I'm from this island. She vacations there and knows like everyone, and then we kind of just like she entered with my family, and then I brought her into my group of friends, and like here we are.
And you think, like in my head and in your head, until that last summer, we just thought, well, even in that last summer, we still thought like, oh, it's like yearly holiday thing, like we're gonna have the best summer ever,
Yeah.
and that's it. It's we live so far apart, like it
Yeah.
just is that. We never expected we'd ever be together.
No, never in my wildest dream would I have expected to actually be living in Greece, and of all people to be moving or at the same time going through the same things, I would be this person right here.
Like out of
Because
the whole list of people.
Out of like everyone I could have imagined, it would have made sense and this would have fit into the scenario. Like, nope, but here she is, and it works all for a reason, because it was so refreshing, like to have someone. I was so excited, and we just came through so much together.
And I was so grateful to have you here, because I had no one to relate to about this. Like, there's no one who I could be
literally, like, because if you think about it, like, at least, like, I'm from here, like, I know the culture, like, I have some family, I had friends, like, I know the language, but, like, put yourself in her shoes.
Yeah.
She's not even Greek, she just came, she just ended up living here.
It was like 1 minute, no intention of moving out or anything. Like, I'm saving up for a house in England, I'm like working, I've got my job, I've
completely
got
different life.
Completely different, planning my life there, to like within a few months going, I'm gonna flip this upside down, like completely. And so then having her here, and you'd already settled in by that time as well.
Kind of, yeah. I was still more so
still figuring everything out.
Still figuring it out, but I was still behind her, like, you're moving, you're here, you have me, everything's gonna be okay.
Yeah. So then having someone who you can be like, when you did this, did you feel like this, and knowing it's someone in your position who's also moved countries, which is a huge deal. It's like having someone to keep. Just that it's been the little things, we'll get into that another time.
Yeah, we've so much to talk to you guys about, but it's a lot to unpack.
Yeah. So just being able to be like, did you cry at this moment?
Like, is this feeling normal? Is this what I'm supposed to feel?
Yeah.
Like, is this supposed to be this hard? Confusing? Like, yes. The answer, yes. I was here to back her up. I was like biggest cheerleader in the back.
She was cheerleading me on even when I wasn't sure about me moving. So we met, oh my gosh, getting so many sidetrack stories.
Yeah.
So we met up in Athens when I came to visit.
Yeah, she had visited a few times, so I ended up moving, if you guys remember, and then we kept in contact. We were talking through like DMs, like we were close at the time where we talked daily and like catch up, and she would come and visit because of her boyfriend.
So then it was on one of my trips, and I think the first time I came in, I was like, oh, let's meet up. And then I was even excited she said yes, because I honestly, again, even my mum was like, that's so sweet. Like, it was nice, because I just thought, again, we had such an amazing summer, we became really close, but you never know.
You never know. Is it that just like a summer fling friend that like, okay, we had fun together, or is she gonna be like that friend you can have for like everything?
Yeah, and I'm like, she's here now, she's living her life. Like, I was like, am I being the annoying friend? Like, oh my god, let's meet up. Like,
lo and behold, I was like, yes. Like, I was like, please, yes.
Yeah, and we saw each other, and again, it was like when I arrived, I was so excited that she'd said yes, and I was like, oh, like, cool, I've got someone I can meet up with here. And then when we met, it was again the exact same thing. Like, it was like, oh my god, hey, like instant back to normal. Like, we hadn't been apart again. So. Yeah. And during that, I mentioned, I was like, I'm potentially thinking about moving. Like, maybe it's very, very, very like one comment had been made that we thought about it. It wasn't planned. I had so much to figure out. It was like a maybe in the future. And she was like, no, you're moving now.
Like, no, it's gonna happen. You said when? March? You'll be here for my birthday, you're invited. I was like, it's happening.
Like, and I was thinking, oh, like it could be months and months. Like, nothing's changed in my home life. I've still got my job. I've still got everything. It's still normal.
She had a lot to sort out, if we remember.
Yeah.
Clearly.
So at that point, it was a thought, and she was like, okay, no. So this is happening. I'm gonna be here. Just let me know when you're here.
I was like, yeah, don't worry. I'm here for anything you need. Just let me know when you're settled in. So basically, all of that happened from just 6 years ago. I met her for 10 hours on the beach, and now we're here. Who would have thought? Like, I would have never thought in a million years. Like, that's insane to me. Insane. Expect the unexpected.
I was excited because I had a new group of friends and a new girlfriend in Greece that I could see and hang out in the day, and we get on so well.
So I feel like you make the best of friends, or like the closest friends, the closest connections with people who don't even live in your same state, let alone country. I feel like I can count all my friends from like New Jersey or New York on like one hand. You know, like, and then I have so many other friends that I'm like, they're so
But
close
just
to
everywhere
me.
else,
Just like
yeah.
everywhere else, and I meet them in like other countries, or when I studied abroad, or like even like randomly on a beach. Exhibit A right here. And you just never know.
I
And it's the
think you
most
can just-
unexpected people in the most unexpected places. So stay tuned because there's a lot coming for you guys. You'll get little glimpses of everything. Bye bye.